I am Sanchit Shetty. I am a yoga trainer from Mumbai. In this video, I'll be showing you 6 very simple steps to do the headstand. Now, the headstand is one of the most popular yogic poses or asanas in yoga, and a lot of people actually do the headstand by taking the support of the wall or by using some trainer who holds the who holds the legs, or they just use some sort of props to actually pull off the headstand. But by doing the headstand that way, you're not really conditioning your body and strengthening it to, basically do the headstand. But by using these 6 steps that I'm about to show you, you'll be able to condition your body and slowly develop in strength, and you'll be able to do the headstand without any fear of falling down, which is basically the main problem with the headstand. Like in yoga, most of the asanas, the balancing asanas, are not about strength, but they are more about balance. So these 6 steps will allow you to actually master the headstand without any support of the wall, and would allow you to lose the fear of falling down, which is basically the main block that stops you from actually pulling off the headstand. So let's just have a look at these 6 simple steps. In the first step, you're just gonna understand how you're supposed to place the hands and your head basically on the floor. Basically, you're gonna interlock your fingers and you're gonna keep a slight gap between your head and your hands, so that you can actually move your head as in when you try to balance your entire body. So basically, in the first step, you're simply raising your knees and your entire body weight is falling on your head, your hands and your toes. So this is the first step. So basically, you need to practice this step for a few days, where you're basically keeping your toes standing like this, and your entire weight is falling on your hands, your head, and a little bit of weight is falling on your toes. That will be the first step. In the second step, after you've practiced the first step and become a little bit more confident, you can do the second step, which is bring the toes closer to your head like this. You need to practice this second step for a few days, and once you feel that you can go for the next step, like actually the third step is basically you'll actually realize that the toes will feel a bit lighter, and they'll just come off the ground. The third step is basically you lifting the toes above the ground, and that will happen on its own. You don't actually have to do the third step, it will happen on its own. You'll realize that your feet are a bit lighter, and then you'll be able to lift your feet up. Just the feet, just the toes. That will be the third step. When you practice this third step, make sure that your knees are as close to the body as possible, and if possible, you can rest your knees on your chin. So keep practicing this third step for a few days, and once you realize that your body is conditioned enough to move on to the next step, you can do the fourth step, which is basically bringing the thighs parallel to the floor. Just the thighs. you practice this fourth step for a few days. In fact, you can actually practice the fifth step as well as the fourth step together. The fifth step is basically you bring the thighs perpendicular to the floor instead of parallel. That's the fifth step. And obviously the final step, which is the final headstand pose, is basically when you straighten your knees and do the headstand. So that's it, folks. You can practice the headstand by doing these simple 6 steps.